Hey there guys, it's Rampage again. Now, I got a fairly interesting response to the last video that I made. Unfortunately this reply came in before I turned on automatic approval, so you're going to have to excuse me if you don't see it. Cause this is the response that I got. I'm not going to say who it was that sent it to me, but I'll read it to you anyhow. This is all happening because Russia is focusing their Tesla weapons on the United States and they're taking practice shots before they launch a preemptive strike. Now, this is in response to the earthquake, the LA earthquake that I brought up in the last video. Nice to know that the conspiracy theorist community is still alive and well. But seriously, Scalar Weapons, even the Russians aren't that bad. And it is evidently a piece of garbage. Well, for a start, if the Russians had something as strong as this, right? One, their aim would be a little bit better, and two, the United States is not exactly a small country. They'd either be shooting something in the middle of the US, or if they really wanted to focus on LA, they'd shoot at LA, not at Mexico. So, yep, not Scalar Weapons. So, thank you to the person who sent me that nice little message. You've just been deconspiracied. And this is the thing that I actually find quite surprising about conspiracy theories. They are extraordinarily prevalent. Like, people want to believe what they want to believe, and not what's really there. Like, the facts are fairly straight. Russians don't have scalar weapons, and if they do, their aim would be a little bit better. But that's just in that. Others, like Revelation is coming true, well, that we don't know yet. We don't know what the signs are, but I'm keeping a fairly loose belief on that one. But stuff like scalar weapons, God machines, come on, be serious here, ladies and gents. If you want to wipe out the world, do it realistically, not with some fictional weapon. Oh well, what can you do? Alright, now, what shall I move on to? Weapons or earthquake? Let's start off with weapons. The US has basically shut itself down yet again. Twice since the last video. The first time happened with a truck full of Iraqis, possibly unarmed, all because they failed to stop at a security zone. The second one involves what seems to be an indiscriminate shooting in an Iraqi street of Iraqi innocents and a few others, including two Reuters journalists. Now, the excuse they're giving, as in command is giving, is that they were following their own rules of engagement. Now, I'm beginning to wonder what their rules of engagement actually are, because by the sounds of what's going on at the moment, there's only one rule: shoot first, ask questions a hell of a long time later. And I'm a little worried. I mean, I'm not blaming Americans in general. I'm just blaming the American Armed Forces and George Bush who put them there in the first place. The fact that they're still there, long after the war's gone on, long after the war's supposedly finished. I mean, we killed Saddam Hussein, they've set up democracy in the country. Job done, go home. Alright, if they want to stay there and help rebuild the economy, yeah, okay, fair enough. But don't aim your gun. It's as simple as that. It's there for your protection, not for your recreation. So yeah, not very happy with the American Armed Forces yet again. Okay, now last thing I want to bring up is the Sumatran Earthquake. And yes, I am saying it with complete qualification because the epicenter was actually on the island of Sumatra itself. Now, they've said it's about a 7.9. Now, I'd be guessing that's not at the epicenter because I think the epicenter is high. It'll be higher up on the Richter scale, I'd be guessing. But the simple fact that it was a fairly major earthquake on a fairly small island, the tsunami warning has actually been issued. Now, it's not affecting Australia or its territories yet. Probably most likely to affect Indonesia. Now, I'll bring this up not because of the earthquake itself, but because of the possible reaction within the fundamentalist Muslim community. Now, this is only a small minority that would probably say this. The rest would go, yeah, whatever. Earthquakes happen. But there'd be a small group within the fundamentalist Muslim community who would say, it is divine judgment because Indonesia chooses to not follow the ways of Islam. Like I said, small minority. But unfortunately, it's small minorities that are the most vocal. I mean, yes, earthquake happened. Tsunami might happen as well. Okay, fair enough. But don't use it as an excuse to preach your religion. Force everyone to convert. All you're going to do is just cause more people to leave. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the acts of the minority that ruin it for the majority. So this one would be fairly interesting to. It'd be fairly interesting to see what happens. Okay, so questions. 1. Russian scalar weapons. Real, or do you think someone... Question 2. Do you think the Americans were right in their indiscriminate shootings over the past couple of days? As always, leave the comments below. If you have any suggestions for the show, don't forget to message me. Also, suggestions for how I can improve the show. Yep, leave it as a private message. Yep, right here where my finger is. And don't forget to subscribe as well. Button should be over there, or could be up there now. YouTube has done a great job of mixing everything up again. So I think it's around there somewhere. I'm not sure. And as always, I'm Leeway Previs, signing off. See you next time, guys.